Good morning or afternoon, everybody, from wherever you join us today, and welcome to today's webinar, Advantage of Automatic Testing for Protection with Engineer Mohammed Ibrahim and Engineer Ahmed Abdul Wahab. My name is Marwa Alawi, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. I would like to draw your attention to the microphone. As you can see on the control panel, it's been put on mute by the moderator to ensure a silent environment for the benefit of all our participants. If you're facing trouble hearing us, please ensure that you select your preferred headset or speaker from the audio section as illustrated here. Later in the Q&A session, you can raise your hand and I will turn on your microphone to allow you to ask your question. Please note that this webinar will be recorded. We will stop the recording at the Q&A session. To ask questions throughout the session, please choose the question dedicated area as illustrated on the slide. We will try to answer as many questions during the webinar as possible. However, in the case a question is not answered live during the webinar, please note that it will be answered in a follow-up email. We will have some poll questions during the webinar that look like this. All you have to do is click on your preferred answer. Sometimes polls may appear in a separate window. If you face difficulties in showing or answering poll questions during the webinar, we recommend that you change the browser that you are using. Please make sure to download the presentation and the product brochures related to today's webinars from the handout section. Please take note that the contents of this presentation are Omicron's sole and exclusive intellectual property. If you wish to record, copy, or otherwise distribute said contents, please request prior written consent from Omicron. Please also note that you should not post any webinar videos, accompanying file content, or links to them on any public social media platform such as LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or any others. The recording of today's webinar will be sent to you in a follow-up email. This email will also include a feedback form. We would appreciate your response to help us better serve your needs in the future. Omicron recently launched its podcast series, Energy Talks. A podcast is a series of digital audio talks where experts, users, and industry peers share their views on various topics related to power system testing. We have a couple of episodes already out, which you can tune in to hear online, and it's also available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Deezer. More episodes will be available for you soon. We will share the link to the podcast series in the follow-up email that you will receive after this webinar. Finally, we're excited to announce the launch of the new LinkedIn Omicron MIA page. The page serves as a platform to share the latest MIA power system updates, and content you can expect on it is technical papers, case studies, and information related to events and webinars in Arabic, English, French, and Turkish. We will share the link to our new LinkedIn page in the follow-up email. We kindly invite you to follow us to stay connected and updated. Thank you for joining us today. Enjoy your webinar. I now hand over the virtual floor to my colleague Aditya Taneja, Area Sales Manager, Omicron MIA. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you. Thank you, Marwa. Welcome to everyone from my side as well. Welcome to all the engineers here. My name is Aditya Taneja, and I'm the captain for today's session. In this session, we are going to talk about advantages of automatic testing of protection systems, mainly the relays. And if you are already into testing relays as major part of your job, then this session will help you in improving the quality of the testing and saving your time with the highest level of automation that is possible on the field. So good luck for that. And let me introduce ourselves to you a little bit more. My name is Aditya Taneja. I am responsible for sales in Nigeria and Ghana, and I'm also a regional application specialist for switchgears and circuit breakers. And today, as I'm the webinar captain. I will be taking your questions in the background, and if you have any questions during the session, please put them in the Q&A section, and I will be responding to them. And later on, we will have some discussion on the selected questions at the end of the session. You can contact me on my email address, that is aditya.taneja@omicronenergy.com, or you can contact me on my mobile for any queries related to Omicron. Well, the main presenter today is Mohammed Ibrahim. He is having more than 17 years of experience, out of which 12 years is in the GCC countries. He is working for Omicron since July 2015 and provides technical and application support on primary and secondary testing and diagnostic substation equipment. He is conducting theoretical and practical training courses and also helps our customers in troubleshooting technical problems. He develops application notes and technical papers for various applications. He finished his BSc degree in electrical engineering in 2002 and his high postgraduate studies, that is diploma in electrical power engineering, in 2007. You can contact him on his email, that is mohammed.ali@omicronenergy.com, or contact him on his mobile phone. We also have Ahmed Abdul Wahab as a co-presenter today. He's an application protection engineer. He started working with Omicron since 2018. He's responsible for providing engineering services in the region, focusing on Saudi Arabia mainly. His total experience is of 13 years in the field of electrical generation, transmission, distribution projects as a testing and commissioning lead with Siemens. You can contact him at ahmed.abdulwahab@omicronenergy.com or contact him on his mobile as well for any thing related to protection testing. A little bit about the whole Omicron. We are a group of 900 people scattered across 45 different countries and 25 offices worldwide. We develop innovative, top quality testing and monitoring solutions for electrical power systems. The majority of the development and production takes place at our premises in Austria. Well, that's that for the introductions. Good luck from my side for today's session, and hope you gain a lot from this session. Be interactive, ask your questions, enjoy your webinar, and for more details, visit our website, that is www.omicronenergy.com. Over to you guys there with the relays. Over to you, Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Aditya. Thank you, Marwa, for the very good introduction. And welcome everybody to our webinar about automatic testing. I'm happy to be with you, and thank you very much for your time to be with us. As you can see here at the background, we have the system which we can use it in the practical session, and we will start with some theoretical information which is mandatory to start any testing file. My name is Mohammed Ibrahim, as my colleague Aditya introduced me. And also I have my colleague Ahmed Abdul Wahab. Maybe I can shift the camera to his side. Can you? Okay, Ahmed Abdul Wahab, he is already introduced by Aditya as well. We will be very happy, both of us, to start our webinar with you today. Let me disable the camera because it is taking a part of the screen, and I would like to focus more on the theoretical information before starting the practical. I hope that you can hear my voice, see my screen.
All is
Let's
good.
start. Yes, Aditya?
I said all is good. Go ahead.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Aditya, for the information. Let's start with the CMC stands for. CMC actually stands for Calibrator for Measurement Converter, which is came because of the story of the starting of the first innovative device. It was designed for testing transducers. That's why it came C from calibrator, M from measurement, and C from converter. I believe that we cannot start any test without knowing about the hardware. The hardware is very important. It is your tool. You have to know the input and output. After that, you can be able to use it. You can able to reconfigure as per your application. This is something we have to stick with. You have to keep in mind that before using the test kit, I have to know everything about the hardware. Then I will start the software to create my test files. Let's start with the point number one. As you can see here, point number one is the voltage output. I will try to use a pen to make it more easier. As you can see here, this is the voltage output. We have here 4 output voltage channels. Those 4 voltage output, 3 of them can be used as a 3-phase voltage output, can be used for directional protection testing, like directional overcurrent, directional earth fault. You can use it also for distance protection, which is direction element. And the fourth channel can be used for one of the applications, which is a synchro check, which
Ibrahim, I cannot hear you.
don't worry, we have an internal protection, but don't exceed and don't misuse the auxiliary DC. What else benefits that we can get from the auxiliary DC? We can initiate a binary input in some application like switch on to fault, for example, to initiate manual close. We can use it for teleprotection scheme testing, like distance teleprotection scheme like overreach or underreach or even blocking. This can be used as a source to feed the binary input based on the connection of the following point, which is number 3, which is the binary output of the CMC. What does it mean by binary output? Binary output is a free contact. Again, I repeat it, free contact, which is potential free. It can be controlled by the test universe software or the CMC software. This potential free contacts can be used to actuate binary input to the protection relay or the device under test, and this can be programmed easily by using the test universe or even CM control, any kind of controls software for the CMC. In cooperate with the auxiliary DC, we can use it very easy. Here, for example, the positive can be connected to one point of the contact and the other point going to the protection relay for the binary input positive side, and for sure the negative can be connected to the other side as well. In case you have existing DC supply in your protection panel, at that moment you don't need the auxiliary DC, no issue. At that moment you can cancel, you can remove the connection with the auxiliary DC and use only the DC from your protection panel. Then we have to shift to point number 4. Point number 4, we have analog input. The analog input, as you can see here, it's not a normal analog input. It's very accurate, which is designed to test transducers. As you can see, we have two inputs. First input will be for current from 0 to positive negative 20 milliamp, which is used for a transducer as the standard current output. And the other input will be for voltage. It can measure from 0 to positive and negative 10 volts, the other kind of transducer. It's a very accurate measurement, which is designed especially to test the transducer output, or test the transducer against the input against the output. Then we need to shift to point number 5, which is very easy, the power switch. Then number 6, which is very important, I need to give you some information about the binary input. In CMC, we don't have a normal binary input. We have actually a binary input with different 4 functions. Binary input here supporting 4 different functions. Function number 1, which we know already, which is a normal binary input, which receiving the feedback from the protection relay during the testing. It can be used as a wet or dry. This is the first function. All of us know about that. The second point is pulse counting. It can count the pulses coming out from the transducer or digital energy meter, which is for sure can be used for testing energy meters, which can produce pulses through the output contact to be connected to the binary input. The third function is a voltage measurement. The fourth one is current measurement. Current and voltage measurement can be measured, can be recorded by using a special software, dedicated software in the test universe. We called it analyzer, and this analyzer can help you to do many functions like direct measurement, transient recording as a portable fault recorder in some cases which you don't have a fault recorder. It can be used also for trend recording, can be used also for harmonic analysis. All of that function can be used by analyzer, but keep in mind that if you need to use the 4 functions, or at least the most focused current and voltage measurement, you need to order ELT-1 option. ELT-1 option, it is not available in CMC 356 unless you have to order it. But in 256 plus and 430, it is inbuilt, no need to order it, it's already inbuilt. Keep in mind, if you have 356 and you need to order the binary input to be used to measure current and voltage for a special application, you need to order ELT-1 option. Now we will shift to point number 7. In the point number 7, we have a combined or combination socket for combined generator cable, which it's make easier for you to connect current and voltage, 3 current channels, 3 voltage channels to be connected to the relay with 1 cable to reduce the effort and your time during connecting your protection relay. As you can see here, we have in the background the gray color. This gray color should guide you that 3-phase voltage, 3-phase current, those only voltage and current output which you can connect it through this socket, not the other output current channels. Now we came to the most important one. It's point number 8, which is a current output. We have 2 groups, Group A and Group B. In CMC 356, we have from 0 to 32 ampere, and we can change the configuration to get, instead of 6 multiplied by 32 ampere, we can get 3 multiplied by 64. We can get 1 multiplied by 128 ampere with the different burdens based on your application, based on the hardware configuration, and based on the type of the CMC itself. Let's go to the back side, rear side of the CMC, which also is a very, very important to communicate with the CMC itself. I would like to give you some advices to avoid any hardware failure, which is the first one. Please keep in mind that earthing is a very, very important and mandatory for your safety and for the kit safety as well. Please try to find a proper grounding before starting your testing. This is for your safety and for the device access. For sure, we have the power supply cord or the power supply socket, which you can use it with. Please, we would like always to use 3-terminal with the internal grounding. If you have this kind of the supply, maybe you can avoid the other earthing point, but I prefer always to use the maximum safety as possible. As you can see here, we have a fuse, and that fuse sometimes due to some problem of the connection of the power supply, it can be blowing before starting troubleshooting. You have to check this fuse. If it is blowing, please try to replace it with the same specs in the CMC. After that one, the other part are the cooling fans, which is not a big issue, but the most important thing is the communication card. Actually here, as you can see, we have NIT2, which is the latest technology. We have here in Ethernet 2, we'll start with point number 2 is the external interface, and this can be used for connecting some accessories. Maybe I give an example, a scanning head for energy meter testing, the scanning head to count the pulses coming out from the LED from the energy meters. Then the point number 7 here, we have low level output, which it can be used for many applications. One of the applications, if you would like to connect it to amplifier to get higher current amplitude, you can connect it to an external amplifier called CMS to get higher current. In some application you need it. Another application, you can connect it to accessory to test non-conventional, or we call it low-level input relays, which is connected to a Gaussian coil instead of CT, normal conventional CT. This can be used with some accessories we offer. This is a very beneficial. Instead of purchasing a new complete test kit, you can use your CNC to test that kind of protection relays. After that, we have point number 3, which is also very important. We have 2 LED, A and B. These 2 LEDs can indicate the healthiness of the CMC. Is it communicating correctly, or there is an issue with the communication or the internal problem with the hardware. Point number 4, which is the association button, which is very important for your safety. If you are communicating with the Ethernet or Wi-Fi, at that moment we are not sure that you are close to the test kit and you can operate this kit without any association or without any authorization. At that moment, maybe it will be dangerous for somebody else. That's why we force the association or authorization in case you are using Ethernet or Wi-Fi. But if you are using the USB cable, which is similar to the printer cable, this USB cable type A and type B, we have one is designed for Wi-Fi stick and one designed for using plug and play feature, by you plug the printer cable into the device and it will be communicate with the CPC directly. Point number 6, which is the 2 Ethernet, it's power over Ethernet. Why it's important? Because we have some accessories needs power supply with communication at the same time. Power over Ethernet can give both power supply at the same time communicated with the accessory. One of the most benefit or most useful accessory, which is CMGPS, in case you are testing end-to-end. At that moment, just plug the GPS to the Ethernet. It can give a power supply and communicate at the same time. No need to use an accessory, which is wasting your time and effort to provide additional power supply. And as you know already, it's GPS or that application, it will be outdoor, which is difficult to find external power supply outdoor. But by using only Ethernet cable, it will be more than enough. Maybe some of you some of you doesn't have Net2. Let me introduce the technology of the communication since we started. We have the parallel vault 25 pins. If you remember, this is obsolete. It was available in 156 and 256-6, and both are obsolete now. Then we introduced the Net1. In Net1, you can find one fiber and one Ethernet RJ45. And Net1B, you can find two Ethernet port. In Net1C, we added one USB port to use plug and play feature, and Net2, which you already described in the last, in the previous slide, has two USB. This one used for Wi-Fi dongle to be connected wireless with your mobile, your tablet, or even your PC or computer. This is all about the hardware. I hope that I clarified some additional point to you. Please feel free, if you have any question, just write it down in the Q&A section, and we will try to answer all of your questions at the end of this webinar. After we introduce the hardware, let's talk about the software. As you can see, we have a Test Universe 4.2. This is the latest version. I'm very happy to announce that we have 4.3 coming very soon, maybe within next month in August, with many more added features. Please keep yourself tuned to that, to download it from the customer portal. Okay, we have Test Universe 4.2. As you can see, this is a software. Maybe for some of you, it's a little bit complicated because a lot of test modules front of you, but actually it's very easy. Let me explain how it is easy for everyone. As you can see here, we have groups. This group, there is a line in between, and this group we call the general test modules, which it is useful to test very simple and basic testing. Why we call it general? Because it can be used for testing any kind of protection, distance, over current, threshold, under and over voltage. It doesn't matter. It is a general designed to test any kind of protection function. But for sure, it is semi-automatic, which it needs some more effort compared to the next group, which is called dedicated test modules. As you can see, the dedicated test module is designed for a certain function. For example, if I have a distance protection relay and I want to test it, for sure I cannot test it by using overcurrent test module. I have to use it only with the test modules which is related to the distance protection. But if I have an overcurrent relay, I cannot use the distance test module to test it. I have only overcurrent test modules. This can save your time, your effort, and it will be a main part of our today's webinar to show you how to use it in automated testing. The next group is network simulation, which is related to some phenomena which cannot be tested with a conventional method, like mutual coupling, like series compensated line, like CT saturation behavior, like CVT behaviors, and many more. We have the best software worldwide, which is called the relation test, designed for that, with some other most modules like NetSim and transient ground fault, some dedicated modules, but designed for network simulation. The following group is control center. This is also will be discussed in more detail during our webinar today, because it's a control center which can enable you to create your testing file from scratch to do automatic testing. The next group is CM control for the people who would like to use the basic testing, especially during the emergency, which you don't have time enough to run the full test. At that moment, you can use CM control. We have 3 shapes of that software. You can download it on your Android mobile or Android tablet. The second shape is Windows PC software. The third one is a hardware with a touch screen, which you can use it outside. The following group related from the name IEC 6150. It is related to the IEC 6150. It's not our topic for today, but we need only to highlight this group. Then we have the test tools. It's additional test modules, which it can be helpful for a special application, like as I mentioned before, analyzer. You can find here that we have the analyzer available here with the test tools. After that, we have the configuration modules. These configuration modules can configure the hardware of the CMC to do a certain application like CB configuration to simulate a circuit breaker. During auto recloser testing, you can simulate the circuit breaker by using your CMC. You can also configure the auxiliary DC to get auxiliary DC output. We can also use Easy Connect, which is accessory, to extend the number of binary input and output if you would like to have more input and output. And for sure, the setup, which is very important, especially for the test set association, to communicate with the test kit, which you can use Ethernet or Wi-Fi or even USB cable. Any method will enable you to control your CMC. Now we need to start the first topic of our automatic testing topic, which is Ohm's law. For sure, 100%, we believe that all of you know already about Ohm's law, which is voltage equal to current multiplied by resistance. But actually, we use the same concept to make it easy for all of you, but with different meaning. Ohm's law in Omicron, it is OHM. O is a test object, which is a device under test. It can be a transducer, it can be energy meter, it can be protection relay. H with the hardware configuration, the test the CMC itself. You need to configure how many current channels, how many voltage channels, how many binary input, how many binary output you need to start your test. This is, we call it the hardware configuration. After that, we need to select how many test modules you would like to use in testing of that relay. For example, we have a numerical relays nowadays, which has multi-functions. For example, over current as a backup with a distance, with a direction as hold, and also the distance protection has some related functions like VT fail, like power swing, like switch on to fault, like teleprotection scheme. All of those protection functions can be tested by using one single file. We call it OCC, which we will talk about that one later. This can reduce the effort, save your time, and for sure save your money as well. Maybe I can give more explanation about the Ohm law. We have here test object O. We have the hardware configuration H. We have the test module, which is represented by the BC and the test universe. And we need to establish the connection between the three parts or the three elements. For sure, you need to start with your PC to connect it with the CMC, because if you fail to connect it with the CMC, you will not able to test for sure. Then this is the first priority, to start the communication with the CMC and make sure that you are communicating with the CMC as well. The second connection, it is from the hardware to the test object or the protection relay. You need to check the current input, current output to the relay, and the feedback coming out from the relay to be connected to the input of the CMC, and also the binary input of the relay to be vice versa connected to the binary output of the CMC. And for sure, after getting the feedback, this is the full setup that we can start our test file. Now I will shift to my colleague Ahmed Abdel Wahab to start the part of the automatic testing, talking about the OCC and technology behind the OCC technology. Yes, Ahmed.
Thanks, Ibrahim, for your presentation, and I'm happy to be with you today. We will talk about OCC and Omicron Control Center. For the people who just hear the name, what does it mean, Omicron Control Center? O stands for Omicron, C control, and center. This is from our automatic testing solution. So what is the benefit of the OCC file, or what can I get from the automatic or from the Omicron control center? It is organized for all test sequence. It means if you would like to perform such kind of protection relay testing, you would like to have the pickup, drop off, trip time, as well as the wiring check. So you can just put it in a sequence as you are doing in your regular test protocol or test procedure. So you can organize it as you wish. First of all, I would like to check the wiring. Next, I would like to do the measurement. The second, the pickup, drop off, trip time, and also if you would like to check the directionality for overcurrent relay, for example. So it's kind of a procedure. You will organize all your test sequence in a row. Next, automated test sequence. What does it mean? Automated, you need to press the button that start and it will run all automatic testing sequences in a row. Just test, and if it fails, it will go to the next. And you can also make such kind of alarm if the module fails. So the test sequence will stop or the procedure will stop. And on the fail, because it might, some of your colleagues by mistake, he disconnect one cable from the relay or just remove the trip contact. So it is automated, and it can work also as a witness that if there is any miswiring happen during the testing. Second point is container for single tests. It means for me, I can just have one dedicated module, for example, Quick CMC to perform wiring check, then random module to perform pickup, random module, another random module to perform the drop out, another overcurrent module to perform the directionality of the relay and testing the overcurrent characteristic. I can just put some modules in a different location. Then at the end, I contained all of them in the OCC file. So I have one procedure that contains all single tests what I created before, such like as I mentioned. So it will be a container for all your tests in a row. The next benefit from the OCC file that the test results are written in the OCC test report. Before, what we are doing is that I have a test protocol, just I can written manually that the pickup is 1.001, the dropout is 0.998, for example, and the ratio between the dropout to the pickup is 99.8. This is I can do it in a manual way, and I can do it in a very routine way. The idea from the automatic testing that you have another report is attached to your relay, attached to the OCC file. So whatever the results from the OCC file, you will get it immediately in the OCC report, test report. You don't need to print out. If you would like, you can print it out, and you don't need to do any handwriting because everything is reported and everything will be calculated as per the relay manual, as we will discuss later with the PTL. So the test result will be automatically reported in the OCC report, and you will find it as it is, no change, and no one can change the report once the test done. If you would like to change the test results, so you need to clear again, so there is no way for cheating. The idea or the structure of the Omicron Control Center, here you can find the name of the OCC, for example, you can mention 7UT86, 7SJ86, RED670, the relay, and you can mention also the test object, you can mention the relay type, if it is a line differential, if it is an overcurrent, if it's a transformer differential, whatever you can give the name. The hardware configuration, as Ibrahim told us, as per Omicron Ohm's law. So I have here the O from object, and I have the hardware configuration, and this is the H, and here I have the modules, which we can say the Omicron Ohm's law from here, from up to down. Test object, hardware configuration, test modules, and on the right side you will see the report. Whatever the test module reported, it will be copied in the OCC test report. This is the structure of the Omicron Control Center, the OCC file. You can name it, you can give a test object, you can give the hardware configuration, the binary input as Ibrahim showed to us. We will have both cases. We have wet binary input, wet and dry binary input. Then you can name the test module as you want. RAM backup is the same if you can understand, or it is easy for you to use it in the future. Now, any change in the at the test object or the hardware configuration will be reported. So if you would like to change, for example, any case or anything inside the hardware, it will be reported from the global hardware to the local hardware, or from the test object to the test object. This is what we will see in the next slide. So for example, if you have a test object, for example, the ramping module or the pickup, if you would like to change any settings in the test object, in the global test object at the top of the OCC file, it will be automatically reported where in the local test object. So it is linked together. If you have any change, in the test object, the global test object at the beginning of the OCC, it will be automatically, because all of them, they are linked together. And if you have any change in the hardware configuration, in the global hardware configuration, it will be reported in the local, in the global here, and the test module number 1 and test module number 2. But each module has its local hardware configuration. So for example, for module number 1, I need binary input number 1 for pickup. For module number 2, I need binary input number 1, not for pickup, for trip. This is, I can do it. Just I will give binary input start and binary input trip, and I can give the name binary input 1, binary input 2. And for the same binary input, I can, but be careful that you might need to change the wire. You can change the function of each binary input based on your module, because you have a different hardware configuration, which we can call it local 1 and local 2. But any change in the global hardware will be reported to the local hardware. We will see in the practical session. So for example, if I have start, I can name it start, and in the local, I can just have here also start and trip and not used. So you can have different configuration between module and module, for module 1 and module 2, and also the global hardware configuration. You can change anywhere. If you change anything in the global hardware configuration, it will be automatically changed in the local hardware configuration. Now, the word RIO. So many people hear the word RIO. RIO is Relay Interface by Omicron. This is the abbreviation for RIO. It was the first trial from Omicron to get the relay characteristics as a graph from the relay itself. Then we copy inside the OCC file or copy inside our test module, and then you can see the relay characteristics. But it was very limited, and it has a lot of problems. So what are the limitations of the relay interface from Omicron as an initial step? That not all the relay can export specific settings. Some relay was exporting, for example, if we are talking about distance protection, if you have a zone 1 and zone 2 and zone 3, some relays was exporting the earth factor compensation or the zero sequence compensation or the ground impedance compensation, any name of it. It was exporting only for zone 1, but not exporting for the rest of the zones. And as all of us know, if you have a different zero sequence compensation or ground impedance compensation between different values for zone 1 and zone 2 and zone 3, so this will affect the relay results and will affect also the relay reach. So in case, if we export the whole characteristic with a single zero sequence compensation, this will affect our test result, because we will test in a value and the relay is calculated in another value. So this was the first limitation of it. Also, limited of a choice of the real function. We can't add many functions. For example, if I would like to test setting group 1, setting group 2, setting group 3, setting group 4, and I have, for example, distance settings for setting group 1, and another distance settings for setting group 2, and another distance setting for distance group 3, for example. This is a limitation, because in RIO I can't add distance function 1, distance function 2, distance function 3, and each distance function has different settings based on the settings group where I have in the relay. So what I have to do, I need to have OCC file for setting group 1, OCC file setting group 2, OCC file for setting group 3, and I can't combine all of them in the same. So the value of the automation was just very limited in the RIO function. But in X-ray, which we are talking about in the next slide, it gives us the flexibility to add distance 1, distance 2, distance 3, and I can activate which function I need in this case. And also, it was very specific information that available from the test module. There is very limitation. There was a very limitation in the information that I get it from the relay from the RIO, which you can say I feel that it's not enough for me to do such testing for a protection relay just having the characteristic of it. And also one of the important disadvantage of RIO, or we can say limitation of RIO, that there is no common format such like XML. In X-ray you have XML. RIO is just RIO, but in X-ray you have different formats that can be exported from the relay itself. Because as all of us know that, for example, SCR relay is exporting the relay setting in .text. GE relay in Arvesta is exporting in .csv. Micom can export in XML. Siemens itself can export in XML. So if you have a protection relay doesn't export in RIO, here you will have some function that it's not exporting in the correct extension what you need. Now we will go to the next step. X-ray. What does it mean, X-ray? X-ray, we just extend the RIO and we make it extended relay interface by Omicron. What is the function of the X-ray? The function of X-ray is that instead of getting the relay characteristic as a just piece of cake from the relay, draw it with all mistakes. No, I will now get all settings from the relay as it is: frequency, current, city ratio, VT ratio, zone 1, zone 2, earth compensation factor for zone 1, earth compensation factor for zone 2. For each zone, I will have the settings, and based on the relay settings, I will calculate the relay characteristics based on the settings. So I don't need to get the relay characteristic from the relay directly. I will get the relay settings, and then I will calculate the characteristic based on the settings. So I will ignore all mistakes, all missing information from the RIO file, and I will get it from the X-ray, and based on this, I will calculate. So we can call it X-ray converter. It's such like a calculator, and it converts from the relay settings to a characteristic. So this is the function, or that is the idea of X-ray extended relay interface by Omicron. The X-ray, you will find the RIO block. So you can now try to differentiate between the X-ray and the RIO block. All of this is, we call it the X-ray converter, but this we call it the RIO block. And in the RIO block, I can add here distance, and I can add also another distance. Not only that, I can add additional information, whatever I want to do. And this is the additional information, the function we will see in the practical session. What is the importance of the additional information? I can add, for example, such kind of logic condition, position condition, that the relay is active or not active, tolerances for certain function in the additional information. So as we say, that the X-ray is more flexible than the RIO. The structure and the shape of the X-ray is very similar to the relay. You can see here, this is a relay 7SA X6. If you open Dixie, you will see the same structure. You will see even the same name, and you will see even the same organ ID, or we can say the relay address. So the same structure we built as per the relay software. In Siemens, in SCL, in RAD, the same structure with the same name, with the same ID. This helps you a lot, because, for example, if you have feeder number 1, and everything is the same in feeder number 2, but there is just a small change. For example, trip time on zone 1 here is 0 millisecond, there is 20 millisecond. You don't need to export and import again. Just go to the second feeder, change the trip time of zone 2, or for zone 1, and run the test, and the test will be succeeded. Just we make it for simplicity. And as we say, this is an advantage for the CMC. We are not talking now technical, we are talking about the people who is doing the commissioning activity or the maintenance activity, how they can utilize the CMC automatic testing to save their time, to also improve their KPI while doing the regular activities. Now, there is an idea, or there is a feature that you will see in the OCC file, as Ibrahim will run now automatic one fault test for 7SD. This is what we can call it customized, because you will see the difference between the customized BTT and the free of charge BTL you can download from our website. This color, you will see this color. What does it mean, this color? It means it is linked to a certain value in the X-ray. So if you see this purple color, it means this is linked to a setting value. How I can link? You can just go to the value here, right click, link to X-ray, and choose any of the value, but be sure that you are linking to the correct values. Here, this is the idea that we are exporting the relay settings from the relay software, importing in the OCC file, linking the testing values based on the relay settings through a cycle. From this cycle, we are doing the automation. Here we can say this is the first step from the people who is trying to do the automation, the basic step of the automation. Now, we will go to the next slide. The summarization and also the differentiation between the RIO and the XRIO and link to XRIO. Here I have a RIO, and as we said, a RIO, I can add different or multiple functions from the same function. I mean, distance 1, distance 2, distance 3, over current 1, over current 2, over current 3. So this is, we call it RIO interface. And from the RIO interface, I link from the RIO interface to the distance module via the calculator itself. So I'm converting, first of all, from the XRIO, I'm converting the imported relay settings from the relay to the RIO. And from the RIO, I'm doing the RIO interface to get this characteristic. Calculating, then RIO interface, then characteristic. And in case if I would like to link any value in a general module like state sequencer, like ramping, I need to use the link to XRIO feature. Again, import the relay settings, exporting to RIO interface. So this is the first one, X-ray converter. This is a function of X-ray converter. Then I would like to visualize the relay characteristic in a distance module. So this is the function for the RIO interface. It's an interface between the relay settings and the visualization in the test module. If I would like to use general module like distance, like state sequencer, like ramping, like pulse ramping, I need to use a feature that we call it link to X-ray here to link with a ramping module. Now, we will go to the protection test library, which I'm very proud to say that we have it in Omicron, and no other one can give you such amount of the protection relay. Now we are talking about 429 relay available in our website to download with the latest relay version, and also with the latest update of each relay. So we have the PTL protection testing library. You can just visit our website. All you need just to register to the website and get the relay, get the latest information about the PTL, and we will be happy to share it with you if you contact me or Ibrahim, or even you contact us on our technical support.me@omicronenergy.com to get the latest information about the PTL. The PTL here, what we have, we can deliver it with your CMC on a DVD, but it's not updated because you will get the latest one, but we are doing frequent updates, so we recommend you to visit our website frequently to get from our website, but all you need, you just sign up to our website with any of Omicron serial number. CBC, City Analyzer, Combano, CMC, it doesn't matter. You just need to link your account with one of our product serial number, then to get access to our information pool. The PTL, as we said, and this is the structure, we are exporting the relay settings in an ABC, then we are converting the relay setting in NABC and get the relay result. The PTL is a free of charge. You can download from our website, and we can say we had a success story in our region here in Saudi Arabia, that we are the only approved relay tester and manufacturer that can do the automatic testing for all protection relay. This is the only approved way to do automatic testing in Saudi Arabia with Omicron Control Center. No other product is approved in the market to perform the automatic testing except the CNC. Now, the PTL characteristics, it's an open system. You can add, you can just change, you can do anything, you can link to, you can write your formula, you can just do adding one module, deleting one module. It's an open system. You can do whatever you want. Only the original file you download from the website, you can't overwrite, but you can save it in another location and you can change. No OCC scripting, just link to X-ray because all scripting is done for you. The X-ray converter, it's completely possible. You can model it based on your requirement. You can copy, paste, you can organize, you can add a function, you can delete a function. So you can model it as much as you want. The test template cover the main function and the protection. And here, this is the idea between the difference between the customized testing template and the PTL. PTL, you can get it free of charge. The customized, you have two options to do it. You can do it on your own if you get a training from us and be certified to develop such kind of PTL and the customized PTT, or you can give it to us as we have it in Saudi Arabia and many others many other territories and countries that you can give it to Omicron. Omicron will develop the PTT, the protection testing template based on your requirement, and then you can use it in the future with the support and training. We succeed in Saudi Arabia. We deliver to them 3 templates for RED 670 and MICOM B546 and also RED 670 for the 380 kV overhead transmission line testing, and they are using regularly in their maintenance activity. So this is the idea between and the difference between the PTL and the PTT. The PTL, the components, as we said, you have the X-ray converter. Here you can just get the information from the relay itself. But how can I get the information from the relay? So you need an interface step between the relay software and the OCC and the test universe. Here we call it, it's an import filter. The import filter is just like a window passing the information from the relay software to the test universe. This import filter based on the relay manufacturer. So for example, if we have Siemens, so it is an X-ray, and if you have ABB, also it's an X-ray, and we develop dedicated X-ray import filter for ABB relays because we were facing such problems with the variation of the software and also with the update. So you have IEC for example, you have RED 671.1 and you have RED 671.2. In this case, sometime you will not be able to import the correct information based on that on this change. So here you can get the idea about the import filter. We support CSV, for example, for InnerVista. We support text for SCL and so many updates, and also for the old version of the relay, like Cypher 3. You will see later what I'm talking about. Download the website. This is not updated. We have and it's just showing you that we have such kind of structure in the PC in the PTL. We have a relay from 2010, and you can just organize it based on the and sort it out.
Actually, this is not the latest screenshot.
Yes.
Maybe we can share with them the location, how they can get it easily from the customer portal. You can use my PC.
Yeah, this is we can say.
Only just open the Test Universe software. Here in the Test Universe software, there is here a link to customer portal. Just click. Then sign in, login.
You need just to log in. You need to sign up with any of our serial number, as we said. And here you will go to this site, Protection Test Library, and you will see Open Library. And from here, you can just choose which vendor. If you are looking for a specific template, you can just go for ABB, for example, and you will see even the latest RED, and it is released on February 4, and we are talking about, for example, Siemens relay, where we are going to test. Here you will see that even Cybernetic 5, we just released it even in May. So now we will go back to the slides.
Maybe it's a kind of refresh.
Yes.
Okay, BTL.
So we will be back here to the BTL characteristics, and as we said, it's a BTL component where you can download benefits. You will avoid the manual testing like with CMC. You will be fully automated with everything. Everything will be fine with you. Just export, import, and you will get the relay settings. Semi-automatic testing, if you can just develop OCC for you as a basic step, and you are free to contact us at any time in case if you generate and develop OCC file and you would like to have some kind of consulting, so we can talk with it. You are most welcome. We offer 24/7 support, and you can even contact us if you would like to develop more complex PTT and protection test component for your product. Now, here we will see how we can import the relay settings, and this will be in our practical session. No need to go for the relay characteristics. Now, what we will do is we will talk about the customized PTT first and how it will save your time. Just click, and then you will get all results in the PTT in the test report. And just to remind you one thing that, because it's kind of argument between the people who's doing the commissioning and their witnesses, that the PTL will reduce your technical level. No, actually it will not reduce your technical level, it will increase your technical level, because you need to read more about automation, you need to read more about PTL, you need to read more about the product, as well as you need to understand the protection function, because PTL saves only the expert time, but it's not allow everyone to test the protection level. Because here you can just say it is two-edged sword, that the people who the argument between the witness, I can get anyone, he can do protection testing with your PTL. We say no, you can do so, because not everyone can use CMC, even if it is a friendly use, but you need to be at least have the minimum knowledge, minimum level of knowledge in order to use the PTL. So enjoy our practical session, and I will hand the microphone to my colleague Ibrahim to run the automatic testing for 7SD relay, and he will give us hint how he's doing, what is the idea, and how also we can use the IEC 61850 GOOS modules in the OCC file. It's very flexible. Ibrahim, the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Ohad. Maybe it's time now for a practical. I will stop sharing, open my my camera to show you the connection to the relay, what is the setup. I hope that you can see me now. Here, what I have a CMC connected to 7SD522 line differential protection relay. And also after this one, we have a good surprise for you. We have a Cybernetic 5. For the first time, we are supporting XRU from Cybernetic 5, not only Cybernetic 4. And this is good news, especially for the people who are used to test Cybernetic 5. And what I will do now, I will start a template which I prepared in advance, but also I will show you how I can prepare it easily. I will test line differential, distance city protection, switch auto fault, auto closer was there. Maybe I'm not sure about the time is enough or not. Power swing and many other functions can be tested in only one testing file by the help of OCC. This is the setup of the connection. For sure, it's very easy. You can see here combined generator cable. I'm using it to take the sine, phase voltage, 3-phase current, getting the feedback to the CMC. Luckily, here I'm using the ICC 61850 as a goose communication, the feedback from the relay to the CMC to reduce the wiring efforts. This is the new technology. Maybe very soon we will have also full digital substations in our countries. I know that it's already implemented in some countries, but not everywhere. Luckily, our CMC is supporting full digital solutions since long time. What does it mean by full digital? Full digital means sample value streams, which is representing current and voltage, and getting the feedback through the goose messages. Then no hard wiring anymore, only just communication cable to be connected to the test kit, and you can do the full test. Let's now start running a practical example, as I mentioned already. Please let me disable the camera again, not to consume the bulk of the screen. Now I will share my screen again. This is one example. It's a mix between a customized testing file with a BTL, both of them. I have a video how to do a kind of automation to automatic deleting unused test modules. Yeah, for example, you will have a BTL with many protection functions, but maybe some of them are disabled in your relay. Then you will find it is empty checklist or empty check box. At that moment, there is a kind of a function, as you can see here. Just click and you can delete all interactive modules. This is a kind of automation that can save your time with only single or a few number of clicks that enable you to do it much faster. As you can see here, this is how it's look. This testing file for the 7SD. For sure, you can also put the connection diagram and the picture in your testing file to guide you how you can connect. You can also put a PDF file. This PDF to make guidelines for you and future also for your colleagues who will come later to check the same relay. As you remember, we have O is a test object, H is the hardware configuration, then we have the test modules. We have to start with the test object, double click. As you can see, this is looking as exactly what you can see in DXY, exactly typically. Maybe this is under the review, but here for the additional information also you can add. The point is here, you can make a customized by using a custom block. This custom block, to view it, just go here and enable advanced. Maybe I will disable all to show you that disable everything. And here now, with advanced view, you have customs, and this custom you can add a block, and this block you can add some parameter, and this parameter based on the value which you need to do. For example, there may be, I would like to give a current value over current, as you can see, and the over current or unit will be ampere. How many decimal points you need? Maybe 3. What is the minimum value? For sure, not less than 0. The maximum you can get from the relay software. Maybe you can give the value here. For example, 2 ampere is my over current, as you can see here, 2 ampere is a setting. Maybe I can add a different parameter, maybe a trip time. This time here, right click, then details, then I will make time greater, and for sure the unit will be in seconds, and for the decimal point maybe 4 times this time for digit. Also maybe the minimum is 0. Maybe I can give the times 1 second as for example. And after that, you can make a radio block. You can add a function here in the radio block. Very easy here. Function add. I can add overcurrent, for example, and you can link. This overcurrent with, for example, here the overcurrent element. You can link that element to the block which you add. Here, let me. Here you can see this is city ratio, bit ratio. This is general here, for example. Here you have the reference, you have the tolerance. To link it, just click here. You can add a reference, and you can select from the. This is just an example to show you how you can link radio block to a parameter which you added. We added customs. Yeah, B1, we did the change. Maybe if you remember I greater, D greater, for example, then you will find that this parameter already linked here, as you can see. This is how you can do a kind of link to radio block by using the automated solution. And after that one, you need to go to the hardware configuration. This is the second step, which is very important. As you can see, we have to check that we are communicated with CMC. This is very, very important. You need to configure how many current channel, how many voltage channel. You need to do that test. It's very important. And once I make it okay, maybe here I have actually 430 CMC. Maybe here I will select 430. It's the different hardware. You can see it. Just it will communicate. Why I have more than one? Because actually I am communicating to a network, and that network has more than CMC connected to it. That's why I have many choices. But if you are communicating directly to the CMC, you don't need that feature. Only one CMC will appear. Here, for example, I have three-phase voltage. I selected three-phase voltage, three-phase current. Here to check the analog output channels. This is I prefer always to write down the test plug at least points which is connected to the voltage and for the current. If it is 2 points, you can add the second point. As you can see here, to make it more easier for the person who will test that relay. After that, we have the feedback. This is the feedback. As you can see, this is hardwired feedback. Also, I'm using virtual group for extended goose message received. Very easy. This can be done from here by using details. This is the input. This is the output. Because I'm using IT6150, you can use extra virtual input and output. It's not necessary, but I selected because I would like to show you that you can extend the input and output virtually. And this is the output which I'm using it to simulate the circuit breaker. One signal for carrier receive, one signal for the manual close. This is for the DC analog input. The analog input for transducer is not applicable here. Then you can delete it, no problem. Then I have the time source for the time trigger. you can use the GPS to be considered as the time synchronized. For sure, you need to make applied. I don't need it here. And after that, we have the test modules. My first test module actually is to make wiring check. This is a very, very important to consider this module or this step before starting the testing. Before starting the testing for your relay or your device. Because if you have a problem in the wiring, that means you are wasting your time in this testing. How I do it, actually, the basic thing is to inject 3 different voltage values, 3 different current value, and this during the injection you have to go to the relay and read it out. From that relay. But luckily here, because I have IEC 61850 compatible device, it means that I can use this automatically by using a test module called IEC 61850 client server to receive the current and voltage value, and it can make the assessment automatically. After that, I have the line differential to get the backup. As you can see, I did already some of the modules in advance because the time is very limited, not enough to run the full test. I kept here some modules to be running with you here, normal ramping to get the backup, one step sequencer for tripping time, and after that we have a distance modules for checking distance, teleprotection with overreach scheme, switch on to faults, directional errors faults, backup and trip time. I have also here teleprotection with directional fault. I have the power swing, and this is my tested plan. Let's see the power of automatic testing. Just click start. It will start already with applying Goose configuration test module to assign the feedback by Goose messages instead of hardwire. Now we will do the wiring check by using IEC 6150 client server messages. It is injecting here voltage and current and getting the feedback from the relay automatically assessment, and it will run going to the next test module, which is a backup for the differential. We will start to get the backup. Okay, the phase to neutral passed. Now another one, phase to phase. Directly, once it's finished, it will shift to the following test module to make it automatic testing for you. And once we finish here, it will tell us that it's not possible to continue the test because we have to disable the line differential by blocking it only just unplug the, as you can see here, unplug the fiber cable to block the differential. This can be used by something called Boost module. I like the Boost module a lot. As you can see, I can put here a picture which can give me a good indication even without reading the message, which is very clear here. Block differential by remove fiber cable, by removing the fiber cable. By the way, it can be written in different languages based on your Windows supporting languages. Here it will guide me, okay, before shifting to the following protection function, you have to block that. Then I will open the terminal, will remove the fiber. Once I'm ready, I can click continue. This can help you a lot, especially you are testing a multifunction protection relay. There is another test module I would like to talk about, which is execute. This test module or the command, which you can include it in your OCC file. it will open a third-party software, for example, relay software. Maybe you would like to change setting. Maybe also you can open ID Scout. I did it before in some other webinars to change the status of circuit breaker, for example, or doing some simulation. This can help you a lot, saving your time. As you can see, I'm only watching the results, observing the test report from time to time. Everything is done automatically. Very few steps to be manual from function to another function. And if no interfere, I don't need any kind of boost module anymore. As you can see here, step by step, it will go smoothly without stopping. And even if you have a failed value, no problem. I will show you how to deal with this failed value. Maybe you can find it, it's almost close to your specs. For example, the tolerance is 3%, but you found that the error came with 3.5%. At that moment, for me, as a protection engineer, maybe I can accept it. Then we have a manual assessment. You can make it pass with a comment. Also, I can show you that you can also force the OCC file if you got failed value to stop or to continue. At the end, you can only redo or retest the failed test modules. This is, I will show it to you, but as you can see here, everything is done automatically, which make you test a protection relay within few minutes. Complete function test, complete protection function test, which is amazing job. Cannot be done with the conventional method, which is impossible. I remember in earlier days, I used to stay days, 3 or 4 days to test a main protection relay. But with the help of the automatic testing, less than 1 hour, you can do a complete test for all functions. Not only that, this file can be reused many more in future, which is a very high value for this file to be reused, which can give you a test report, can be easily compared with the previous one to discover and find the problem where it is. Time is coming
We have 5 minutes.
to the limit. Yeah, 5 minutes only. I'm very sorry for that. But let me, before ending my part, to show how to control the OCC file. And also, you can download the BTL and customize. The BTL has a very good feature that it's an open source that enable you to customize. You can add and can remove some test modules. I got a question about ABB relays, about firmware version 2.1. Why it's not supporting? Actually, we are supporting the BTL based on the customer requests with the priority, but I believe that version 2.2 is very similar to 2.1. Maybe a few modification can be done by you to use it in your testing. Okay. Maybe I will have also, we need to show TurboTech 5. I already mentioned that to them that already we are supporting now X-ray filter for TurboTech 5,
Yeah,
which is a very good feature. Also, I would like also to highlight one point I have that we are supporting X-ray on board parameter, not like any other, because actually we are importing the whole parameter, not only for distance protection. We are using this technology to test all function which is supported by the BTL, like for example, distance and line differential, transformer differential, not like other who are using only this as a rate, as a technology. Here you can see power swing can be tested by NetSim, which it also can be tested by RelaySim Test, the new software platform. I remember that I got a question here about bus bar protection, MyCom B743. Thank you very much for your request. I will raise this request to the engineering team in Erlangen to be considered based on the priority. If we got a lot of requests, for sure it will be considered in the list. But I would like to suggest relay sim test is the perfect tool to test path fire protection, even for the relays which is not supported by VTL. It can be easily tested by relay sim test. Maybe in future we have to consider one webinar how to use relay sim test.
Yes.
Okay.
We have only just one question regarding how we can. There's a question about videos to prepare the OCC using RIO linked to XRIO. We have already one very good video, you can say. It's in English, so we have just to make another one in Arabic, and we will share it with you how you can prepare the OCC file, how you can link.
Thank you very much. We have to remind me because I would like to show them the tutorial, video tutorial, how they can get this information, because webinar is always very short time. It will not give the full information. Maybe in the training for sure it will be more detailed, but you can also use the tutorial to give you a good details or a good view about how to use OCC, how to create your testing file. I will show it to you. But again, coming back to the feature which I mentioned, test option here, you can continue overall with the next test step, or stop if stop overall test. This in case you have failed. You get my point? Or you can ask the user. This is based on your request or your setting. It will continue or not to adjust the running of the sequence of the OCC. I think this is all from my side. Only I need to show the tutorial before shifting to Abdel Wahab about the Cybertech 5. In the tutorial here, you have here video tutorial. It is offline. You can use it. You can also find the same. You can find the same in our YouTube channel. As you can see here, maybe also I got a request about synchro check. Synchro check synchronizer test module part 1, part 2 is already available here in more details. And also I have here test automation. We have here the test automation with X-Ray and with a VTL. Two short videos, but believe me, it's a very good step. You can consider it at the first step for you to start with automatic testing. For sure, you need a license. To get the license, maybe if you need to get it as a trial, please contact our sales partner or contact our ASMs, area sales manager, to provide 1 month's trial license for free to give you a chance to try the power of the automatic testing, how it is very beneficial for you and your time and your effort, for sure. This is the tutorial. Maybe some of you will say, maybe I don't have this active. No issue. From the customer portal, you can download this very easy. Maybe I can, time is over. Please forgive us. It will take 10 minutes more.
Yes, 10 minutes.
Only 1 minute from my side, 9 minutes. Sorry, I have from your side for the 5. But I'm very sorry because time is very limited. Now I'm opening again the customer portal to show you how to download. Here we have the software. In the software, go to the test universe. In the test universe, here you can find the software latest version available to format the 32-bit and the 64-bit. You can find also the VTL link and previous version available and video tutorial for sure. You can go in it. You can get it from here, and also I prefer always to download this link or download this file to be installed to use it offline. This is a very, very good feature in the test universe to enable you to know more about how to use this module. This is all from my side. Sorry, I have to consume your time. Please now.
Just you can give me the presenter.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, Ohab.
So thank you again, Muhammad, for your time. And now we will just go very quickly and we will see the steps how we can export, import, and also what we can support in cybernetic file delay. So first of all, we have Dixie file. And Dix5, you should be aware that you need to download the latest version, which is 8.7, because Siemens upgrade. For the people who doesn't know what was the problem with Dix5, Dix5 was not supporting to export the relay settings correctly. It was exporting very specific settings, not every setting. But right now they released the latest version 8.7. You can download it from Siemens website. And based on this, you can just be able to export the relay settings. So after you have the project, for example, here I have a project that I call the restricted earth fault protection. This is for 7UT relay, and I have my device is Omicron Bahrain _1, which is 7UT86 relay. It is three-side transformer protection. So all I need I need to know how can I export the relay settings from Dixie 5 to be able to save it in our OCC file. So for example, first of all, I will go to highlight the relay name, right click, then export. Once I press export, it will tell me what is the extension you need to export in it. You can see here X-ray settings for single device for use in testing equipment Omicron. So it is clearly mentioned here. This is for Omicron. So as of our support and also our cooperation with Siemens, they start exporting the relay settings in the X-ray format supporting for Omicron. So you just need to decide where you need to save the exported format. So for example, I will go to the C drive, work, protection, testing, and cybernetic pipe transformer, and I will say here it is in the name 26.7/21. This is today date, and I will save. So I'm now able to export the relay settings in the X-ray format. And once you receive this information successfully exported, then now it means that your device is already exported correctly. What is next? Now I decided and I export the relay settings correctly from the relay software. I need to go to the test universe. Then I need to go to the open protection testing library, and I need to choose which relay family. So I'm looking for Siemens, and once I press in the Siemens folder name, you will see all supported relay from Siemens. Start from 7SA86 up to 7UT613. Now my relay is 7UT8X, so I need to look for 7UT8X. I found 1, I found 2, I found 3. So I have version 5, I have version 7.3, and I have version 7.8. So because my software is 7.8, I will go to version 7.8. Once I open the folder, I will find these four objects. These four objects, two in Deutsch, two in German, and one in German, and 1 and 3 is in English. So be sure that you download the latest cybernetic 5 OCC file, because we upgrade the old cybernetic 5 OCC with a new one in order to support the new feature from Dixify. So you need to look at the date. So I have one in 2018 and I have one in 2021. So I will just press in 2021. Now I'm opening the OCC file. Afterward, now I need to go for the third step. What is the third step? The import. Here I will go to the test object, double click. This window will open. Then I will go to File, Import Relay Settings, and I need to use the regular X-ray filter. Then I will press OK. Then I need to go to the exported X-ray format, which is 26/7/2021, which just now I save it. Just one click, it will tell me that it is a 48 parameter have been imported and with 0 error. So I will press OK. OK. Now I did the second step. Export, import. Now what else I need? Here we can tell what Muhammad showed to us. What does it mean delete inactive feature? BTL can support feature which you don't want, and you don't want this feature to be available in the report on the right side. Where you can go, just to go and delete the inactive and press delete. Automatically the OCC file will delete all features which are not connected to the relay and is not active in the relay settings. So now I have only differential protection, plugin characteristic, and also diff operating. Now I will go to the hardware configuration and see if I'm connecting to one of the CMC. So you can see now I'm connecting to one CMC, which is CMC 356, which is Ethernet port number 1, which is already assigned to my PC because Muhammad Ibrahim used another CMC. What else? The point is that I need binary input, but I'm using another binary input configuration where Muhammad Ibrahim showed to us. He chose the dry binary input, but here I'm using wet, and my voltage level inside the panel is 24 volts. So I will just write 24, 24, 24, and press apply, and that's it. Now I need to show you something else. I need to connect to the device. Now I'm online with the Cyphotic file, and you can see now here I will just press start. I didn't do anything. Now it tells me the pause module, as Ibrahim explained it to me and to us for sure, that it gives you some information what kind of connection you want to do. Be sure that you connect to the correct relay, and you need to read it carefully. Now I'm doing wiring test, as we said. So I'm injecting now one nominal. I need to go to the Dixie, and I need to go to be sure that I'm getting the correct information, functional values, transformer differential, transformer protection, now percentage or secondary. So I'm injecting one rated and with zero differential. Afterward, I will press fast. Now it will tell me, okay, now your connection is correctly. And now it will go for the trip, which is the next test. You can see trip. Now, and automatically it will go to the diff configuration. You can see it's just a piece of cake. No need to enter anything manually. No need to do anything manually, just export and import, and everything will be correctly fine. Now I'm doing the configuration. So I'm injecting now single phase fault. And in case if you are interested in more about the function of each module, you can contact us, then we can explain it to you. Now I'm injecting single phase 1 rated and L1E. So you can see here, now it is testing. And now I'm press pass. Now I'm in the ABC. I'm injecting 1. You can see ABC 1, 2, 3 restraint, and so on, so on. And now I'm done. I will keep the OCC run, and you will see that we are not doing anything. And sorry that we took 7 minutes more. And in case if you have any question, please type it in the chat, and our captain Aditya will read it for us. Aditya, the microphone is yours. I will keep just sharing my screen while the testing is running.
Thank you. Thank you, Wahab, and thank you, Ibrahim, for this insightful presentation. Yes, we are available for your questions. If someone wants to come on the air and ask the questions also, that's fine. Just raise your hand and we will unmute you to ask your question.
Actually,
I will
Aditya,
stop.
we got some quite questions, some quite amount of questions. We answered it by text. Yeah. Maybe after the poll questions, if you don't mind, we need only a kind of 2 or 3 minutes. Try to answer the main questions after the poll questions.
Sure.
If you don't mind. Yeah.
Sure.
Please.
So I will start the poll questions. They will be there for 30 seconds. First one is here.